Battle continues May 1st at the second stop on the PSP Tour, so mark your calendars and sign up your team to take the field at the 2015 PSP Nashville Open. Watch all the action going down and broadcast live May 1st through the 3rd on pspevents.com.
Welcome to the 2015 PSP Dallas Open. It is finally here. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. The first game coming at you is going to be Boom taking on San Antonio X Factor. Todd, I'm so excited to finally see the first game of the year. What a crazy offseason we had. Players bouncing from team to team. So many crazy stories are going to play themselves out here this weekend. And the first one that we get this morning, this drizzly morning here, a little outside of Dallas, Texas, for the first event. San Antonio X Factor, Boom. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, I'm really pumped to see X Factor play, actually. I think, they're one of my favorites to watch all the time, but I really got a special feeling about them this year. Coming off that World Cup win a couple years ago, and then last year was just, right on the cusp. I think this is going to be one of those years where they find themselves again and they really come out and put it to people. Yeah,
San Antonio X Factor did win the World Cup 2 years ago, and then, kind of like you just said a little bit, didn't have the best year last year. Did bounce down to the Challengers division. They came right back up, though. I had a chance to talk to their owner, Alex Martinez, and, man, he brought a whole nother mental level to them in the offseason. Changed their drill sessions up, just whole new mentality for them. And X Factor's one of those teams, and there's a couple other teams like that we're going to see this year. Heat is a revamp. They have a new revamp lineup. They're coming up after this matchup. It's going to be Heat versus Thunder. Thunder themselves have revamped their lineup as well. Another team to watch this weekend is going to be Tampa Bay Damage. You can see there the schedule for the day's events that's going to go down here on the webcast field. And, yeah, lots of crazy stories are going to play themselves out, man. What's Damage going to do? Damage almost died in the offseason. They had a rebirth of their team. They're going to come out really hungry, and a hungry Damage is a scary Damage. Also, a hungry San Antonio X Factor is also pretty scary if you're the rest of the league.
Yeah, I saw the Infamous guys last night, too. And, I mean, their roster is just stacked with the pickup of Alex Goldman and Trevor Reeser. I think they're missing Nikki Cuba, who can't make it because of work, and Jason Bornstein. But, I mean, plug in Trevor Reeser and Alex Goldman. I mean, they have a stacked roster, and I think they're going to be really fun to watch this year as well.
Yeah, and for this particular matchup, Boom is one of those teams that's looking to prove themselves here against the best in the business, and I'm looking forward to see what they have this year. I mean, that's the cool thing about the transition from year to year. There's the big offseason you have to work with. Hopefully strengthen your team, do what we just talked about San Antonio X Factor did. They went back to the drawing board, and when I was talking to Alex, I mean, there's so many different levels to his mental game, and he's such a great leader for that team. He's built such an institution for Texas Paintball and San Antonio X Factor. And the way they're doing their drill sessions, I mean, there were so many little twists that he put on all of the different things they're doing. They do a one-on-one every single time they have, practice, and then that one-on-one champ stays up on the board all week long. They go back, and he said a bunch of the guys have won it. They do drill, different types of drill champions. It's for San Antonio X Factor. What do you think, though, the secret's going to be for them on this particular field layout? Because, with the rule changes here, there's been some rule changes this year for 2015. One, we have Pro Semi, a.k.a. True Semi, which, when you kind of get on the technical side behind it, it's really not that complicated. Essentially, the guns are capped at 13.3 balls a second, which is 75 milliseconds. And the reason why it's called True Semi is any trigger pull so if you have an extra trigger pull in that 75 milliseconds, it doesn't count that. So essentially, capping the guns and making it the skill of shooting paintball guns come back into play. Now, also couple that with the fact that you don't get to play the field layout for weeks and weeks and perfect that thing. Now you have to be able to walk fields. I saw Dynasty out here. That's another team that wants to have a big opening part of the early part of 2015. They always come out pretty strong. Dynasty we'll see later on. But they always come out really strong and then kind of fade towards the middle part of the year. Not every single year, but so they need to get a good start too. But they were the last team out here walking this field last night, and that's what needs to happen. You have to do your homework on this field. I'm sure there were tons of team meetings last night where people were arguing over game plans because you don't get to test them out like you used to before, which makes it really entertaining for you guys at home to watch because this particular field layout could get pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out. I think it's an advantage to be able to play here first thing in the morning before teams have gotten to watch a bunch of games. I think this is where you can really throw some tricky game plans in right away, throw some hard hitters at people, and try and get up early on some points. With X Factor, they're always really good at communicating moving, working together. I think for them to come out here and be successful, they just got to be consistent on all sides of the field like they were at the end of last season. I mean, this is a team that had won 3 games at World Cup out of the 4 prelim and didn't go on because of a tiebreaker.
And the year they won it, they went 2-2, made it in, skated in, and then ended up winning the tournament. So the paintball gods just, they didn't want them in on Sunday last year.
Yeah. I mean, so they were smashing people in Riverside coming up out of that Challengers division. And then World Cup had a solid event, even though they didn't make it in. But, I mean, I fully expect to see them to stay on that roll. They added Carl Markowski. He's a weapon. He's got speed. You can put him anywhere on the field. You know, and then they still have their core. You know, there's Ryan Brand on the field right there, the coach, standing next to Grayson Goff, Colt Roberts, Michael Kovar, everybody trying to keep their goggles from getting rained on.
Yeah, I was talking to Colt Roberts actually before the start of this game, and he was basically saying, he's like, this isn't rain, man. You know,
yeah.
You know, if you're from Texas, this is not rain. And then on the flip side, they're seeing Boom getting ready to roll here. And
you know,
and with Boom, any of these younger teams, it's a challenge for them. It's a big test, but this is the proving ground. You know, you want to be an amazing team, you have to start beating amazing teams. And they definitely have a challenge in front of them here. First game of the 2015 season, about to go down in just about a minute here. Boom taking on X Factor. See Boom there in the red and black Empire jerseys. They will be on the right-hand side of your screen. And on the left-hand side, at least to start out the first point, San Antonio X Factor.
Yeah, San Antonio X Factor also bringing back last year's Top Gun winner, Archie Montemayor, who was lacing people up all season last year.
Phenomenal year.
You know, just put up ridiculous numbers. He was so far ahead of everybody. Even went down to the Challengers division and didn't even affect it. You know, came right back to World Cup, dicing people up. Still just stat stuff. And so we know Archie. There he is, right there on the screen with the beanie over his goggles. He's looking to repeat. You know, catch me
I talked
if you can.
to Archie's. I mean, he's been working hard in the offseason. Archie wants it again. You know, really coming into the prime of his career. So here we go. First point of the year. On the left-hand side, San Antonio X Factor split screen breakout. Boom on the right. Boom making it out here towards the snake side. Looks like 5 bodies alive for both of these two teams. Better field position on the D side, at least at first, with Colt Roberts. And it looks like Colt might have got one. He's trying to call a hit. I don't see a Boom player walking off, though, Todd.
No, but Colt makes a bump up into that 40 Dorito. He slides in there alive. And now here comes the attack from X Factor coming up the middle and down the Dorito side. There's Archie Montemayor on your screen with Colt Roberts beyond him. Both looking out towards that Dorito side. Boom. Out here in the snake side corner.
Billy Bernaccia makes a move into the snake. You know, with there's 3 snake players on San Antonio X Factor, so. And it looks like Billy Bernaccia getting the start. And I think he might have got a shot. It might have bounced on number 20, Blake McShane, here for Boom into snake 1. That's on your screen right there. And then now you're looking at Billy Bernaccia into snake 1. You can see he's looking there towards the inside. Boom, finally, first body to drop here.
Boom loses the player off the snake side out of that first temple. 5 on 4. That's
Okay.
Willie Man walking off the field.
Smart.
Here comes the fill for Boom trying to come out to the snake side. He gets shot.
Yeah, another body. So 2 bodies here coming off. Look at this. Billy Bernaccia all the way past the 50-yard line, shooting cross field. He gets 1. Looks like he's going to try to get 2. He's just able to get that 1 kill, Todd.
Yep, still 1 body over there on the Dorito side. No coaching, nobody to yell where Billy's at. Billy's going to get up and run down the snake player, shoot out Blake McShane, and X Factor are going to take the first point of the 2015 season.
Yeah, so X Factor looked real solid in that point. Calm, methodical, get those first point jitters out of the way. Both teams started with 5 bodies, but other than Colt Roberts, no one coming off for San Antonio X Factor. Archie Montemayor, Michael Kovar, Billy Bernaccia, Derek Jordan, and Colt Roberts. Those are the 5 players that got the start for San Antonio X Factor, and it looks like 2 confirmed kills for Colt Roberts before he walked off, so he hit his damage. And Billy Bernaccia got himself 1, and so did Michael Kovar. So real solid point there to come out, put 1 up on the board for San Antonio X Factor. Boom they didn't play bad that point. They just didn't seem to have much offense. And slowly but surely just pulled away. So, you know, you look at here, the game matchup, San Antonio X Factor. Again, they were kind of hit or miss last year. And, you know, so attacking, I mean, obviously, in this matchup, you have to give the nod to San Antonio X Factor. Team's been around a long time, very experienced, world champions 2 years ago. Boom, still yet to prove themselves here, so, you know, pretty much average across the board, attacking, defending, finishing, and clutch. The thing with San Antonio X Factor is what type of team are they going to be this year? Are they going to build some sort of consistency? So, Todd, when I was talking to Mr. Martinez, the owner, God, I love that guy. Such a paintball patron, as we say. You know?
Al.
Yeah, and so, but I was talking to him, and I was like, man, you guys are really inconsistent. He just shook his head. He went, yeah, you're right. We're trying to work on that. So looking real solid here into point one. So the teams are going to switch sides. X Factor is going to be on your right, and Boom will be on your left. So let's see if Boom can get some sort of offense. Now they got those first point jitters out of the way, and we'll see who San Antonio X Factor sends out to play this next point. Right now, Boom sending out Blake McShane again, Maxwell Gerhard, Jason Dennis, and Chris Jansen. San Antonio X Factor, Grayson Goff, Archie Montemayor, Carl Markowski. Big pickup from Chicago Aftershock, who also has another team with a new lineup too. We're going to see later on. So here we go on the breakout. Big dig for San Antonio X Factor. Markowski to the snake off the break. You're looking at Boom on your screen. Real conservative breakout, Todd, for Boom. And they lose a player on the D side. So 4 bodies left alive for Boom, stuck in that back center bunker. 2 players back there. Now the move into the snake for Boom there, left-hand side of your screen. So rain continues to fall here. Carl Markowski is going to move up 1 notch into snake 2.
Archie Montemayor behind him. He looks like he got a bouncer in on that snake guy again. 2 bodies over here on the snake side for Boom. Carl Markowski now into that 50 snake, playing down the wire.
Oof, Carl, and that was close. That was a close one. Carl tried to establish his dominance there, Todd.
Yeah, after Boom loses that player on the Dorito side early, they shot Colt Roberts off the Dorito side for X Factor, but now Boom is trying to make a move up the Dorito side as they put 2 bodies over there, but they lose Blake McShane, Blake McShane out of the snake, and Carl Markowski is going to take control, come all the way onto Boom's side of the field, try and wrap around. He takes a bouncer in the head.
That was a close one. Carl, yeah, tried to, get out there wide. He's got the snake to himself right now. Archie right behind him. So Carl, they're finally able to get that kill, and it was either him or Archie that got that one. But regardless, San Antonio X Factor looking really good again. Only person to die for them, Colt Roberts, got shot by Jason Dennis. So still 4 bodies left alive here, and going to make quick work of the last 2 players left alive for Boom on that D side of the field. Looked like Archie took one as he went on a killing spree there. So solid work by Carl Markowski here in the snake, and also by Archie Montemayor right behind him. And that's really, that was the story for San Antonio X Factor last year, with Archie at least, was, he plays that second attacker role so well. Talks it up a lot, rolls his gun, and he's a killing machine. I mean, Archie Montemayor went to town last year, and that was the reason why he was the 2014 Top Gun Award winner, the best player in paintball last season. And Carl looking really good there for his first point with his new team.
Yeah, Carl getting a couple kills. First point for X Factor, getting in there, getting 2 kills out of that snake, being a force in the 50, using his speed, getting himself up in there right away, and making Boom feel the pressure from the snake side. Boom, they lost that first player early over there on the Dorito side, and then methodically X Factor bumped their way up the field. Communication going to be so important this year without the help of coaching from the sidelines. Being able to talk to your teammates and listen and understand. It sounds like an easy thing, but a lot of teams struggle to figure it out and really be effective with it. But when you got a team like X Factor that's been together for so long, guys that have been used to playing with each other, it's a lot easier.
I got a question for you. So the teams that Carl has been on, like last year with Shock, Carl I played with him back on Excessive, and he had played for years, played with Infamous, but then he took a break from the game, got married, job, did the whole real life thing, and able to establish himself, so he came back to the game. But he's so used to playing on teams that are a little bit more wild and crazy than X Factor, and where he felt that he needed to go produce 3 kills a game, and always looking for that move. With X Factor, he doesn't need to do that anymore. He doesn't need to be wild and crazy. He just needs to fit within their core group of guys and learn to play within that framework. So that's kind of what you were saying as far as like working within your team.
Well, playing with a team that's more experienced like X Factor, they're able to play off the moves that he makes a lot better. With Shock, they had a lot of younger guys, that were a little less experienced. Maybe they didn't, understand the level at which Carl would make moves. But, looks like A red flag goes flying in the air on X Factor's side of the field.
First major penalty of the year.
Yeah, 3 bodies walk off, but there's still 2 X Factor players alive.
When you saw on the break there on your screen, everyone watching at home, Blake McShane making it into the snake off the break with a big run. That's him on your screen right now, matching up against Billy Bernaccia. So Billy's going to have to step up here because, you know, it's just Billy Bernaccia and I think 1 player left alive on that D side.
X Factor is still attacking up in that 50 Dorito and gets 2 kills. Looks like Machane's over here. Boom getting a penalty as well. And here comes X Factor down the Dorito side of the field.
Yeah,
I think that's Archie Montemayor again playing off that penalty. And here comes Billy Bernacci going to come down the snake and give it to McShane in the back. So X Factor getting a major penalty. But Archie Montemayor still charging forward into that 50 Dorito, getting a couple kills. And winning another point for San Antonio X Factor, going to put them up 3-0.
Well, that's a massive that's a massive point right there for San Antonio X Factor because they started that one so bad, losing 3 bodies. Was not looking good for them. They had that major penalty, but Archie was able to step up with Billy and with just 2 bodies. Now they did get a little bit of love in the fact that it looked like Boom also got a penalty. But wow, you know, San Antonio X Factor looking pretty flawless so far. 4 confirmed kills for Archie Montemayor here to start this day out. So we could see another phenomenal year for Archie if this one game here is any indication. Again, still, you know, lots of paintball to play here at the inaugural 2015 event for the PSP Tour. In this gloomy day.
You know, we talked about this a little bit in on our Real Deal podcast the other day. You know, this first game, I said X Factor was going to come out here and 7-1 these guys. I guess the Boom guys heard about that, got a little upset. But hey, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You want to show up, show out, then come on out here on the big boy field and show me what you got.
Yeah, and that's why you play out here. You know, that's the whole reason that you play paintball in general. Other than if you just want to have fun. You want to have paintball's an amazing thing to do regardless. You know, but if you're going to play it competitively, there's always that fun. That fun is built into the game. It's just an integral part of the sport. However, that challenge, that to see how good you are, and you know, I mean, it's a special thing. And you know, win or lose, you're gonna, you know, you got to learn. And that, you know, another team I can't wait to see play is AC Dallas. AC Dallas, you know, younger team coming up, made the, you know, just stomping people out in the divisional ranks. And I was talking to Dimitri Ninios, who used to play in X Factor last year, and now he moved over to play with his buddies on AC Dallas. And he had said it's either win or learn. Either we're going to win or we're going to learn. And that's a good way to look at it. And that's how Boom should be looking at this game right now. However, you know, they're still in this, man. Tons of time left. 15:30 to go. We've seen comebacks before. However, once you start to get to that 3-0 mark, or you know, that 3-point spread, that's when it starts to not look very good. So let's see if they can dig deep here, make something happen.
Yeah, Carl Markowski getting into the snake, and X Factor shooting a body off the snake side right off the bat. So here comes Carl Markowski. He's going to cross the 50, go on to Boom side of the field. You see 2 potential victims of the game right in front of him. They don't know where Carl's at. They're going to have to figure it out pretty quick or get colored up. There you see the Boom for the spread for Boom.
Yeah, again, another conservative spread, though, man. You cannot win on this field layout by holding in the backfield. I mean, there are some spots you could potentially cross it up, but you know, there's so many big bunkers in the middle of the field. That D side there's so many different options over there. Snake's pretty solid here. We've already seen the Snake play a decent amount just in the beginning of this game. Carl Markowski past the 50-yard line, and you see look at the body language from Boom. All back on their heels, dug into their bunkers, trying to stay alive. One gets peeled off.
Yep, Carl Markowski gets another one.
And then a desperation move made towards that D side, not able to make it out. Carl looks like he gets clipped.
And here comes Kovar out of the box. He comes charging up the Snake side of the field. We got movement down the Dorito side. I think that's Scott Kemp over there jumping into the 50. Just 2 bodies left alive for Boom. Both temples on the Snake side. They lose 1. 1 body left on the outside temple, and he's going to get shot by Colt Roberts, who swung out to the Snake side.
So another real solid point here by San Antonio X Factor, going up 4-0. And Colt Roberts gets a little bit past Archie Montemayor, who took a seat for a point here. So it was Scotty Kemp, Michael Kovar, Derek Jordan, Colt Roberts, and Carl Markowski out there. Carl, 4 confirmed kills for him so far in this matchup. Colt Roberts, 5. And Archie Montemayor also posted up there. Again, did not play that last point, but I believe he has 4 as well. So, you know, X Factor looking real solid, Todd. here in this game against Boom. So with 13 minutes and 56 seconds to go, we got ourselves about a minute and 20 seconds before the start of this next point. The score is San Antonio X Factor 4, Boom 0, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back here, 2015 PSP Dallas Open. San Antonio X Factor taking it to Boom right now. Boom has yet to put a point on the board. Dason Jenis, Maxwell Gerhard, Willie Mann, Blake McShane, and Christopher Jansen are going to try to make something happen here and get back in this match. San Antonio X Factor looking solid here. Crossfield spread for them. A little bit of penetration on that D side of the field with Scott Kemp and Colt Roberts over there. And here comes Billy Bernaccia getting right into the snake.
Billy Bernaccia got Archie Montemayor coming behind him. Billy's calling a shot on the snake guy, and he is going to get pulled out. Just not having a good morning over here, Blake McShane.
But what we're seeing is just better execution from San Antonio X Factor. Looks like they have better game plans. They're getting out to their spots alive. We're not seeing a lot of bodies die on the break, Todd. It's not like X Factor is blowing Boom out off the break. They're just getting to their spots, and then from those spots, they know exactly where they need to go, and they are aggressively pushing up this field, and they're doing it smart.
Yep, they're working together, talking. Billy Bernaccia here. He's got the drop on a couple Boom players. As the referee's going to run in and get a check. Oh, Grayson Goff gets caught in the open, and he gets chopped up from the Dorito side of the field.
Yeah, not sure where he was going.
See, I think Billy Bernaccia shot that Temple guy, tried to hide it. Boom just got a major, so they're going to get two guys pulled. Last body over there on the Dorito side, he's going to get shot and walk off. So Billy Bernaccia came in all the way to the snake, forced that guy in the tall Temple in the middle to look towards the other side, and Archie snuck right in behind him. I'm not sure which guy got the ball on him, but
Scotty Kemp hanging that flag up here for X Factor. Going to take that score to 5-0 in this race to 7 points. And if you're, it's your first time watching paintball, it's a real simple game. There's a flag in the center of the field. You just need to grab that flag and hang it on your opponent's flag station. That gives you a point, and it's the first to 7 points. Takes the victory here. And man, X Factor just looks really good right now. Montemayor, 4 confirmed kills. Colt Roberts, 5. Billy Bernaccia, 4. Really spreading it around. Grayson Goff and Scotty Kemp not putting up a lot of kills here in this match, but still the entire team for X Factor is doing their job. That's the most important thing. They're executing, they're doing their job, they're making solid bumps. They obviously, really did their homework on this field, and I don't see much confusion in their body language.
No.
They know where they need to go. It looks like they have a good grasp, which again, not surprising. X Factor was around when you had to walk fields, and so when that rule changed and you have to not have the luxury of playing the layout for weeks in advance, even though they have a great facility to do so, still I think that does give a team like X Factor an advantage, and really looking solid with the game plans here.
Yeah, this is my not surprised face. Just watching X Factor out here run over Boom, is fully what I expected. Just the way that these guys were playing at the end of last year, same team, more work, and just ready for the season.
Yeah, and if you're out there and you're one of the bigger pro teams, feel like you got a shot at winning this tournament, which should be every team here that's out here. But I'll tell you what, if I was looking at X Factor right now and think, well, nothing flashy. They're not doing anything crazy. We haven't seen any crazy game plans, no up-to-center runs, nothing insane. But they don't need to. They're making their spots alive. They're containing. They're controlling. They're working those gunfights. They're doing everything they need to do to win points. Colt Roberts, the confirmed kill count leader for X Factor right now with 7 confirmed kills. So still lots of time left, though, here. 12 minutes and 22 seconds in regulation time. So if Boom does decide to step it up, I mean, they do have the time to do it. This also could potentially be a pretty fast field. We haven't seen any long, drawn-out points. That's one of the stories with this particular layout is that, what sort of game plans are we going to see from all these different teams? We're going to get different looks. We saw on the practice field yesterday that there was tons of different moves up that center and on the D side. So it's going to get pretty interesting here as the day progresses. We got Houston Heat and Seattle Thunder coming up next, and then X Factor will play their second game against Top Gun Union. So let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly. She's with Chicago Boom.
Oh, man.
Looks like we have a technical issue over there.
I think Lauren fell in the river.
Did Lauren get hit by a train?
Lauren just got hit by a small blizzard. Well, she'll be okay. I'm sure she's resilient.
So we got about 52 seconds to go before the start of this next point. So, yeah, like I was saying, coming up next, really want to see what Houston Heat is going to bring to the 2015 season. Because, they went back and picked up the stud Russian players that got them a bunch of wins in their when they first were on the team, and they got another one that they hadn't had before with Malloy. Yeah, Alexander Burtnikov. So we'll see. That you could make a very solid argument that they have the best roster in paintball right now. There's obviously a few other teams out there that you could make a solid argument. Just depends on who you really feels the best. Mm-hmm. But that being said, they are definitely one of the favorites to win a bunch of events this year. But can they execute? And another thing with Heat too is that they have such a deep roster. Who's going to be getting the playing time? Is that going to affect guys? We'll see. We're just going to have to find out. Again, that game coming up after this. So let's see here. Looking at Boom all the way to the snake off the break. So big move by number 20 here for Boom. And he's just going to get run down by Karl Markowski. And is Karl Markowski still alive? No, he gets taken out. Archie right there to fill in behind him. Archie Montemayor, top gun winner from last year on your screen, clearing out the rest of Boom, and Boom is just dropping like flies right now.
If you're San Antonio X Factor, you got to smile when you see Karl Markowski just getting up and running people down the snake like that. That's why you pick him up. No fear. He was just like, which way am I going to go bunker this dude? Decide just to go head on and blow his face off. He didn't think he got shot either. But Archie Montemayor coming right in, sliding, picking up the slack in the snake, getting in and start shooting people across the field.
Yeah, so as Archie running off the field, holding his Signature Series Planet Eclipse beautiful gun, we're going to check in here again with the third member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly.
Thanks, guys. I'm in Boom's pit right now with Chris Jansen. Chris, you guys are having trouble getting points on the board. You're getting into the snake, but you're not getting any kills when you get there. Do you think it's an execution problem? Are you not running the plays you want? Or is it because you haven't had enough time to learn the field?
Yeah, this is our first time playing this layout. We didn't get any field time yesterday. All the other teams pretty much did, except for us and Thunder. So, it's a bit of a struggle for us to get it going. Hopefully by this next match, and we can get something going here yet this match. We just got to learn as we go.
When you only have 24 hours to try to learn the field, what do you focus on to be as prepared as possible?
Just walking the layout as much as we can. We spent a lot of time last night trying to, talk through what we're going to do. The communication's huge, and we're getting our front guys in there, and our back guys are dying out. We can't protect them, so everyone's getting run down. So we just got to keep pushing through.
All right, we'll see if they can adjust their strategy to get a point on the board. Back to you guys.
Yeah, and so Todd, talking about adjusting strategy, you've been a top player for a long time. You're a top coach. If you were the coach for Boom right now, what sort of strategy would you be adjusting?
Well,
other than stop getting shot.
It's definitely 6-0. They're trying to go more aggressive. We've seen them try and take that snake on the break a bunch of times. They've gotten shot, they've gotten ran down, but also they've gotten 2 penalties. Penalties will kill you, especially if you're playing a really good team and you're new. Right, your first time playing up in here. Well, second time maybe because they played the Challengers Division last year. But I would reel it in a little bit. I would just give guys a little bit more opportunities to play instead of risking bodies. I would try and keep them back a little bit more and try and shoot somebody on the break and then try and make fills. But there they go off to the snake on the break again, and that guy's going to get shot and get a major. So that's not going to help.
So Boom continuing to struggle here, and X Factor full court press for them. Saw that red flag come up, and the assassination down on that D side. Looks like that was Colt Roberts going to town and just chalking up more kills. Michael Kovar here in the snake and just making incredibly quick work here of Boom.
Yeah. See, I mean, you send that guy all the way to the snake on the break, you're already playing with a penalty. You know, might as well try and keep some bodies alive, shoot somebody on the break, and not get ran down like that so quick. So, I mean, they played 10 minutes of paintball, or 9 minutes of paintball out here. You know, didn't get time on the field yesterday. You know, you want to get as many looks as you can, try and get a feel for it. And 9 minutes first thing in the morning isn't going to be all that great.
No, I'll tell you what, first game of the year, Colt Roberts, 9 confirmed kills. I hope whoever picked Colt Roberts on their fantasy team is pretty happy right now, because Colt Roberts did some work out here today. He did not come out to start this year flat at all. So beautiful work by San Antonio X Factor. Complete obliteration of Boom. 7-0 was that final score, and like Todd was saying, only 9 minutes did it take them to beat Boom. So Boom's going to have to go back to the drawing board. They got another game here, and it's not going to get easier for them. They have to play Dynasty. That's going to be tough. But hey, at least they learned the field a little bit. So next up, Houston Heat taking on Seattle Thunder here this drizzly day, a little outside of Dallas, Texas, for the first event of the 2015 PSP season. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. Stick around. We'll be right back. So we are back here, and coming up next, Houston Heat going to be taking on Seattle Thunder. And the story of those two teams, in case you guys are just tuning in, weren't watching last year, but Houston Heat started off their career in phenomenal fashion. Randy Smith built a super team, and they won a bunch of events when they first formed. But last year was not Houston Heat's year. They weren't able to really get it together. The best performance they had was in Chicago, where they took second and looked pretty good, and Impact won that event. But then it was just a lot of struggle last year for Houston Heat. But you know, Randy Smith went out and he signed some of the best in the business, some of the best ever to play the game. Todd, I know you're a big fan of Konstantin Fedorov, Mishka, Malloy, Sergey. Those 4 beastly Russian players brought on to Houston Heat to complement their already strong lineup with Tim Montressor, Ryan Moorhead, Chad George. I mean, you know, Houston Heat, again, you could make a really solid argument that they have the best roster in paintball. So that for Houston Heat, it's going to be about execution. On the flip side, Seattle Thunder, you know, that team's been around for a while, and Corey Field's done a really good job of building that squad. They have some younger talent on that team. They brought Mikey Liu back. They brought Matt Chim back. They're holding it down for the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific Northwest has definitely been a hotbed of paintball and had some really good teams come out of there over the years and over the history of this sport. So they know what they're fighting for. They're working really hard. I really liked the team that I saw from Seattle Thunder at World Cup. I felt that, you know, Corey was finally, slowly but surely, kind of getting some young talent that was really hungry, that could execute. They were training really hard and trying to get better. Brought some of those legendary Pacific Northwest ballers back and trying to form a core that could make a run. So the question is going to be, though, here, big test for them against Houston Heat. How do you think this one's going to shake down?
I think, you know, again, like you said, if Seattle Thunder can play like they were playing at World Cup, then they're going to have a chance to make this a game out here. Talked to Matt Chim this morning, and he said that for the first time they've had an off season where it wasn't just pouring down rain every weekend. He said they've been grinding really hard up there, and the weather's been great, and they've had opportunities to get some good, solid games. I was like, hey, it's going to be good for you guys if it's raining out here. And he's like, dude, it hasn't even been raining. we've been practicing so hard. We've had so many beautiful weekends that like we feel real confident and we're really prepared. So, you know, they're going to give you know, this all-star Russian lineup a run for their money out here.
I can't wait to see it. You know, really look forward to see what is in the future for Seattle Thunder, and also can this amazing lineup for Houston Heat get back into that winning form. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am here with Billy Bernaccia from X Factor. Congratulations, you guys just won your first match of the weekend here in Dallas at Cousins Paintball. Now, Boom was having a hard time getting a point on the board. They were the underdogs going into that match. Do you guys feel like you have managed to learn this field really well, or was it just kind of an easier match here in the prelims for you?
I think a little bit of both, but we practice hard on this field. We were here all day yesterday playing on the practice field. We walked the field for hours, so our number one thing this tournament is if all these teams that want to come up, we're going to give them the respect for trying to come out here and play. So we're not taking anybody lightly, especially a team like Boom, because we always underestimate the lower divisional teams that are trying to come up, and we end up losing stupid points. And, you know, so our number one word in the pit is respect. So we're going out there playing hard every point like we're playing in the finals.
Break this field down a little bit for me. Do you feel like the Snake side is stronger than the Dorito side, or what did you notice walking the field?
I think both sides need to play super aggressive. The Snake is a ladder, so, I mean, you get to their side, the other team's in a world of hell. So I do feel like it's easy to make it off the break, so we tried that a bunch of times. And, you know, there's a lot of different routes to go. So, but ultimately, I think it's all about controlled movement down the field and definitely pushing these tapes.
All right, well, X Factor did a great job dictating the pace of those points, and they won their first match. After the commercials, we have Heat versus Thunder. Stay tuned.
Mark your calendars and get ready for the battle at the upcoming stops on the 2015 PSP Tour. The Nashville Open goes down May 1st through the 3rd. Mid-Atlantic Open June 18th through the 21st. The Chicago Open takes place August 7th through the 9th. And the biggest paintball tournament on earth, the PSP World Cup, runs October 15th through the 18th. Sign up your team now and get into the fight. Watch all the action on PSPEvents.com. You don't want to miss it.